sideline.
Throw-ins to the side.
So which way do you point if a throw-in goes out?
The way they're shouting.
The way they're attacking, yeah. So if they were attacking that way, you point that way. That's all self-explanatory. Difference between a signalling for a goal kick and signalling for a penalty.
Like for goal kick, you point straight. If you point for penalty, you point like to the penalty spot.
Yeah, you point to the spot. Another thing you can do is slightly change your hand signal. So for a goal kick, what I do for a goal kick is I hold a flat hand out, and if I'm signalling for a penalty, I'll actually point just to show that difference. There's no guidelines like really in the laws what it says to do. So as long as it looks different to what your corner signal is, as long as it looks different to what the penalty signal is, and then everyone's clear as to what you've given. Free kicks as well?
The way that the team attacking.
Yep, same as simple enough.
Yeah,
Yep, you can point to where you want them to put the ball. Sometimes that does confuse players, so like only do that if you're close to the ball, so you can point straight down, because sometimes what you get is if you're far away, you're pointing like that and nobody has any idea what you're signaling. So yeah, that might cause a bit of confusion, because we're being vetting out now on such small pitches, it shouldn't really make a difference, so yeah, feel free to do that. Does anyone have any questions about signals? They're not too sure. In refereeing, I'll move on to being aligned for in a minute. Yes?
What's a throw-in?
The signal for a throw-in.
Yeah.
So it's just a straight arm out, pointing in the direction with the person who's taking it, which way they're attacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a different signals for indirect and direct free kick.
Yes, there is. So a direct free kick is just arm out, everything like that. Indirect free kick, with your other arm, you hold it straight up, and you keep it up until the free kick's been taken and the first person touches the ball. As soon as someone touches the ball after the free kick's been taken, arm straight back down again and the play on. It's kind of like, because you know you can't score from an indirect free kick, it's just a reminder to yourself and to the players. So if you've got your arm up and it goes in the net, you know you can't possibly give the goal because you've got your arm up, so you know someone's not touched it. So as soon as your arm goes down, that's fine. Someone can put it in the back of the net. Yep.
What type of foul would you result in an indirect free kick rather than that?
So indirect free kicks are for things like offside, high feet when it's not necessarily made contact with the player. So if it looks like it's dangerous but it's not made contact when you blow and give an indirect free kick, there's not a lot else than that really. Any other situations you'd give a drop ball, something like that. Any other thing? Are we having live in the tournament? So yeah. Right.
What would you do if I keep my hand on the outside of the box? That would be indirect.
That's direct. That's a direct foul, and depending on the last man, of course, is sending on. Yep.
In a direct free kick, or is it direct? So does the ball need to move or roll or anything?
Sorry, say again.
Does the ball need to roll and then you can play? Or is that?
For an indirect free kick,
Yeah.
scoring a goal, as long as it touches another person.
Alright.
So did you see a couple of weeks ago there was an indirect free kick in the box? I think it was Holback. When there was a pass out, there was an indirect free kick in the box that they scored from. And it was because the player nudged it to the right to his teammate and then he hit it in. Because two players have touched the ball, that's fine, that's a goal.
There needs to be two players.
Two players, doesn't matter which team, as long as two players touch the ball, that's fine.
Alright.
You could score a deflection.
Yes, deflections count. So if you want to try your luck and just hit it into the wall and deflect it, then yeah, that counts. As long as it's not touched an arm or anything, then that's a free kick, of course. Yes?
You know that you've done reckon before.
Yep.
Have you ever made a decision and then after the game you realise you've made the wrong decision?
Yes, there are times when I look back and just thought, what am I doing there? But there's not much you can do after the match. If you realise you've made a mistake before you've restarted play, then you are free to change your mind all you like. So if I give a free kick and then they've not taken the free kick yet and I see my assistant over on the other side flagging and saying, no, it's the other way, then you can change that and you can say, look, I made a mistake, that's fine, and then that's fine, you can change it.
Do you have like your own team of linesmen?
I've got a couple of guys from school who you used to know Angus. Angus used to go to the school pitch with blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
And then tall Will Mimic, Dan's brother. He's Stretton as well. things like if you stop for injuries, we try not to let players, like, you know, you see players kick it out to stop for an injury. We're told now to stop, play ourselves and give a drop ball. So if you do see an injury, then stop it. That's the main
But I
priority.
thought you only stop playing if it's a head injury.
If it's a hand injury, then you definitely have to stop play. But you can stop play at your discretion if you think the injury is serious. So if you've seen that he's broken his leg, you just stop play straight away. Yep.
Say if someone got injured in one corner of the pitch and there was a player played on and you thought they'd been down,
Yeah.
would it be a drop ball because the guys would have gone there and kicked it out of play?
Yeah, so if you want to stop it for that, then you stop it, but the drop ball always goes where the ball was and not where the foul or the injury was. So the drop ball's always from where you stop play. And it doesn't matter which team is in possession, so they both contest, or one team can contest. They just answering the sort of, and any number of players can contest a drop ball. So you could have all, if you wanted to, 22 players around the referee who's got them all, according to the law. Yes, Dan?
Sometimes the refs do it where they just put the ball down and they ask the player to kick it back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
When does that happen?
You can, if it's an injury, so say one player got injured and you want to give the ball back, just as a sort of a sportsmanship kind of thing, which you see quite a lot in the Premier League. There's nothing stopping the other player. If the other team doesn't want to give possession back, then that's fine. There's nothing you can do to force them to do that. You just ask them, and if they agree to it, then you just have to put trust in them, really, and trust that they do it. Again, you can't score directly from a drop ball, so it has to touch another player before it can score. Everyone happy with the refereeing side of things? Let's move on to linesmen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, let's draw a quick pitch. Probably not going to be level at all. Show my brilliant art skills. Rugby ball shaped centre circle. Okay, so anyone know where the linesmen run and where they can run? Yep.
So one person's on the far side up there,
Up here?
yeah,
Yep.
and then the other one's on the bottom side on the right.
And of course they only run half pitch each. This is something we call right wings. So your linesman will always be to your right, depending on which way you're running. So if you think about it, attacking this way, if you're running this way, the linesman's to your right. If you're running back that way, the linesman's to your right. So if you want to look to him, just glance right and you know where he is every time. In terms of as a referee, when you have linesmen, because it's not really a common thing, especially at my level, is we do something with what we call we run the diagonals. So the referee will run like that. So the linesman can cover this half of the pitch. We sort of split it into another half. So this assistant here will cover this quarter. The referee will cover this quarter. This assistant here will cover this quarter, and the referee will cover this quarter. So as the attack moves, when the attack's in the centre of the pitch, you should be standing somewhere around the centre spot, and then as it progresses into the box, you should be on the opposite side of the box to where your assistant is. Everybody happy with that? Yep. So where does the assistant stand? Where does he go along with? Right wings. Yeah. I mean, sorry. When play's going.
Oh, in line with the ball. Or in line with the last defender.
Last defender, definitely not the ball. If you're in line with the ball, you're going to have a bit of running to do, definitely. In terms of signals, I've got about 4 flags, so we should be able to have a look just over there. Hit the roof, that's the only problem. Offsides, anybody know procedure for offsides?
You just straight out.
You do something before you hold it straight out.
Yeah. Sort of doing it.
Yep. So the difference is, I'm going to hit the roof, so I won't do it. Straight up, you hold it up until the referee sees you. When the referee blows the whistle, then you put it down. So don't put it down until the referee sees you. Does anybody know the difference? Have you seen the assistants hold it up there, there, and there for offside? Sorry.
Isn't that when it directs near you and it's at the top?
Yeah.
It's far away.
That's it. That's exactly right. That's brilliant. So if it's in the centre of the pitch somewhere, just straight out level. If it's closer, in the closer third to you, point down. If it's in the third further away, then it's slightly higher up. In terms of throwing are pretty much exactly the same as the main referee, except you hold it up at more of a 45-degree angle, and it's just, you don't need to put it up, it's just straight up like that, and then back down as you go. Goal kicks? Yep. Don't need to hold it up first, just straight out. That's the difference between an offside and goal kick. Yes?
A corner where you put it up and then down to the...
Yep. You don't even have to put it up. Sometimes you only have to put your flag up if you want to catch the attention of the referee. There's some flags will have the buzzers in, but mine don't. So corners is just, you're pointing straight down into the corner flag. In terms of offside, you always, and corner, you always use the flag with your right hand. Don't never do it with your left hand. And the reason why that is if you can imagine it, when you've got your hand sticking out, you'll be able to see this when you practice. You can see the rest of the pitch across this side of you, and then the referee can cover this side that you can't quite see very well. But yeah, and that's got anything else. Free kicks, of course, only difference is you're just waving your flag and then you signal. In terms of movement, as you're running along the line, probably just the last thing for assistance. Always hold the flag in the opposite hand to the way you're running, if that makes sense. So if I'm sidestepping that way, I'm holding it in this hand. If I'm sidestepping that way, always swap beneath you and sidestep that way. Does that make sense? Make sense for everyone? Yeah?
This kind of a question. What happens if, because it's happened before, where the lines are right on the line of the pitch,
Yeah.
and it hits them but stays on the pitch?
According to the laws of the game, the referees and all their assistants count as a mound of grass in the pitch. So if it hits the assistant, it's come off a lump of grass and it's gone back into play. You can score a goal off the referee. You'll get booked for it, but you can do it.
So, like, fourth officials, you know, when like Champions League, they stand
Yeah.
on the goal,
Yeah.
on the goal line, like not on the goal line.
Yeah, the fifth and sixth on the.
Yeah, if it comes off, then comes back in, and
Yeah.
you score, it counts.
That's exactly the same. Yeah, that counts as well.
So you get booked for that.
It seems like unsportsmanlike play because you try to gain an advantage by hitting it off the referee.
What if it's not on purpose though? And it's like,
If it's by accident,
bad
then
shot,
that's fine.
and-
Yeah, if it's a bad shot, then that's fine. But it's if you've done it on
It'd be
purpose.
worth the booking then.
That's your decision, man. Not mine.
Don't most lines where they stand like they need to go backwards, so the ball like
You can do if you want to, but you want to be on the line so you can look directly down for ins and outs. So of course, hold of the ball over the whole of the line, so you need to be directly on the line to be able to see that.
What if the linesman like spots a foul or something that the referee doesn't?
Just keep your flag waving until he sees you or shout for him. So in the Premier League they'll have the buzzers and you can use the buzzers, but just keep flagging until he sees, and then as soon as he sees, he'll blow the whistle and you flag which direction you want the free kick to go to. Anyone else? Are we ready?